Plastic surgery, Botox, and aging is something that most celebs go through, but the results aren't always the best. That's why we're counting down our list of the celebrities who destroyed their face beyond recognition. Starting off, we have Madonna. At the 2023 awards, when Madonna showed up to present an award, fans barely recognized her. Many questioned whether she had undergone some form of cosmetic surgery, and now several leading plastic surgeons are weighing in on what they believe Madonna could have had done. Dr. Horn says she looks like she's undergone a facelift. Her eyes also seem smaller, likely due to being pulled during a facelift. It appears as if she's had rhinoplasty, as this version has a pointy tip and seems too narrow. Botox was also evident on many areas of her face, while pointing out the lack of expression lines and wrinkles, as well as her minimal facial movement during her speech. Now, social media went ablaze about this, and 2 weeks later, Madonna took to Twitter, posting a photo of herself, captioning it, "Look how cute I am now that the swelling from the surgery has gone down, LOL." Now, she didn't reveal any further details on the nature of the procedure or when she had gone under the knife, but it appears that she finally admitted to having plastic surgery, which is about time because everyone knows she had something done. On to Jocelyn Wildenstein. Despite the enormous amount of speculation and reporting on the many surgical procedures that socialite Jocelyn Wildenstein has undergone over the years, she has always denied any suggestion that she's had surgery. But I mean, if you look at photos of her over the years, you can tell she's lying, as no one naturally looks like that. It says her surgery journey started with an eye lift and then she had a facelift. It's also said she had a brow lift, facelift, lip plumping injections, chin augmentation, fat grafting and/or cheek implants, upper and lower eyelid surgery, and canthroplexic, a procedure that elevates the eyes to give them a cat-like appearance. Now, this has resulted in her being nicknamed Catwoman. I mean, she doesn't even really look human anymore. Now, Jocelyn told Daily Mail TV that her cat-like eyes and high cheekbones were due to her Swiss heritage, but many people, including myself, are skeptical. I don't see other Swiss people looking like that, so I don't think it has to do with her heritage at all. Moving on to Lil Kim. In April 2016, the rapper posted a photo of herself that shocked the internet. She looked unrecognizable with her very pale skin, slim nose, and long blonde hair. "Dark-skinned Lil Kim was perfection. I don't know who this woman is anymore," a fan tweeted. Now, Dr. Jennifer Levine, a board-certified plastic surgeon, can spot the differences too. It's clear that there has been some skin bleaching. She's probably used chemicals which contain very high doses of acids on her face, combined with high-acid creams to lighten her skin, she told Us Weekly. She added that Kim has probably had her eyes done as well. They seem elongated and completely different. Kim would have had to have surgery to remove the fat, skin, and tissue to create this new eye shape. But the biggest differences, according to Jennifer, are to her jawline. She could have had Botox injections under the jaw for a more chiseled look, she tells Us. And in case it's not obvious, Kim probably had filler injected into her cheeks. She looks nothing like her old self and looks like she's playing some sort of character. It's honestly unsettling. Now we have Donatella Versace. Donatella Versace has never admitted to getting plastic surgery, but many experts have shared their assessment of her drastic transformation. Dr. David Rappaport provided a timeline for Donatella's alleged procedures. From 2002, her face seems to have more artificially defined fullness, where now her lips seem to be overinflated, he said. Most recently, it seems very clear that she has a facelift scar that I can see in front of the temple area. You can see a fine line scar, he said. Her face looks more taut and tight, and she clearly has undergone facelift surgery, perhaps overinflated cheek and lips. It appears as if her nose has never been done. He added, mainly I would say facelift, somewhere between 2011 to 2014 she had one. The hairline has been lifted too high, it shouldn't end that high above the ear, and it could be because she's had more than one, but we can't know that for sure. Now, regardless of what she's done, we know she's had something done, because her face looks completely different. Then there's Jere Burns. Actor Jere Burns' face shows exactly what can happen when you get too much bad Botox. You can see in his after photos that there is zero muscle movement in the center of his forehead. On the sides above his eyes, however, are more normal looking wrinkles that go with raising eyebrows. There is so much Botox though that it appears that he can't raise the inside half of his eyebrows as they're paralyzed. But Jere has other thoughts. In his lengthy 2016 interview with Kevin Pollak, Jere was asked if he had worked with country singer Kenny Rogers. "I'm gonna say it was before the eye job," Kevin asked. Burns then decided to make a joke about himself and said, "Listen, I think it looks natural. Are you kidding? What?" before he started playing around with his face. But if he thinks that looks good, I'm questioning his entire judgment. Moving on to Mary Tyler Moore. Mary Tyler Moore acknowledged to getting plastic surgery in her autobiography published in 1995 by saying, "I decided to get a new face, or at least a much younger version of the one I already had. The operation went well, but the morning I was to leave the hospital, my face resembled a bruised tomato. My eyes were slits and my entire head was swathed in bandages. I'd been told what to expect, but I wasn't prepared for the apparition that squinted back at me from the mirror. I was a gargoyle." Now, Dr. Michael Nicole, a plastic surgeon in Newport Beach, spoke about Mary's transformation, saying, "She looks as if she had a facelift and a cheek rejuvenation. Part of what you're seeing is the overfilling of the cheeks, which causes the lopsidedness. I think she could use a fat transfer to the eyelids to soften the overall look." Yeah, she definitely does not look like what she looked like before. Next up is Pete Burns. Pete Burns left the music industry in 2002 and he began getting a lot of plastic surgery. He first turned to plastic surgery, he said, because of a crooked nose that was the result of being headbutted in Liverpool. He then went on to get 4 nose jobs, cheekbone implants, and numerous procedures on his lips. During a 2010 ABC interview, he explained, "I see myself as my own clay and I was remodeling it." Now, he went so far that repeated operations led to infections in his face and lips, and this ultimately led to endless corrective procedures. Then the medication he needed to take for this led him to develop blood clots in his legs, heart, and lungs. He was on his deathbed, but he recovered through a 10-day stay that involved the heavy use of blood thinners. Though he survived, Pete's teeth were forever damaged from the thinners, so he required veneers and ultimately total reconstructive surgery. He looked nothing like he did at the beginning of his career, and I'm sure fans had a hard time recognizing him. Now let's talk about Toya Jackson. It's said that Toya Jackson is just one nose job away from the same catastrophe suffered by her brother, Michael. In exclusive photos, Toya was spotted dashing out of a store on October 13th, 2017. Now strangely, she was wearing a hairnet, leading some sources to speculate that she'd undergone cosmetic work earlier in the day. Now, if you look at photos of her in her past years, her nose is shrinking. Her face evolution was then revealed by a panel of America's top plastic surgeons, and while none have treated Toya, they all agree that she's gone under the knife for multiple nose jobs. The outer flare of the nostrils has been severely narrowed to the point of near disappearance, said Dr. Lyle Back. Each surgery carries the risk of more collapse, and so we end up with a very unnatural, very narrow nostril. Toya's nose appears to be ever-changing, added Dr. Anthony Yon. The one constant is that it always appears to be getting smaller. I suspect she's had several nose jobs, and if you have too many nose jobs, the nose can collapse and it can be nearly impossible to breathe through, he added. I would strongly recommend Toya stop with any further surgery on her nose. Another nose job could spell disaster. And yeah, I have to agree. She doesn't want her nose to fall off now, does she? Then there's Nikki Cox. Nikki Cox was once a famous actor who somewhat fell off, but it was due to her altering her appearance that got her back in headlines because of her shocking plastic surgery. Now, it's unclear if or when Nikki did undergo any procedures, since she apparently moved over to mostly voiceover work in 2009. However, the paparazzi did capture photos of Nikki in 2013 with extremely swollen lips and a puffy face that left many confused by her transformation. Now, Radar Online referred to Nikki in these photos as a far cry from her former self, while the Daily Mail called her almost recognizable and looking older than her 34 years. Now, her face looked puffy and far from natural. Celebrity plastic surgeon Dr. Michael Flario talked about Nikki's transformation, and he said, "She definitely appears to have gotten some sort of filler in her cheeks and lips, which could either be Perylene or Resolene. Injectables always look best on a person when they are not noticeable, not when everyone can tell that the person had work done." Well, unfortunately, we can definitely tell that she had work done. And finally on our list, we have Khloe Kardashian. Since 2007, Khloe Kardashian has starred with her family in their reality show, but Khloe's face has gone through many different changes. Now, fans have wondered whether Khloe's ever-changing appearances is the result of plastic surgery, fillers, photo editing, or a combination of the three, and personally, I think it's all three. I love her, but why is one eye higher? One user wrote in a comment section of her photos. Another user shared, "What? No, not authentic at all. Even her fans are getting confused." Now, Khloe has addressed the backlash she receives over her altered Instagram posts by admitting to using filters. According to the US Sun, she posted a series of filtered videos to her Instagram stories in June 2021, and she captioned one of the clips, ordinary God bless your filter. Now fans now know that she alters her images, but what about her actual physical appearance? It turns out that Khloe has admitted to undergoing plastic surgery as well. She said, "For me, everyone says, oh my gosh, she's had her third face transplant, but I've had one nose job and everyone gets so upset." Now it seems like Khloe really doesn't care how people are perceiving her because she's doing what makes her happy, but sometimes it's just very confusing. Well, that's all for our list of the 10 celebrities who destroyed their face beyond recognition. Now who on our list shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. I'm your host Emily, and we'll see you next time. Peace.